Good night, St. Vincent and the Grenadines. Good night to everyone listening on Star Radio. Good night to people listening online in the diaspora. My name is Camilo Gonzalez, and I will be with you at least for a short time. Tonight, I apologize for being late. I have two excuses, and I hope that you accept at least one of them. The first one is that I was in Belmont, going around with some comrades in East St. George, just meeting and greeting people, and sometimes when you plan to leave by a certain hour, you get held up. And the other excuse was that I got stuck behind a lady who had some difficulty getting her vehicle out of four-wheel drive, and the car stalled, so I had to get out and give her some assistance. And between the two of us, we didn't know anything about vehicles, so it took us a while to get things sorted. So I'm sorry I'm late, but then when I was coming down, I was hearing such nice music on the radio and such good vibes. I was saying maybe I shouldn't have bothered come at all because things were going so well. But I'm here. Comrade Maxwell Charles cannot make it this evening. He's held up doing something else. So I wanted to make sure that at least one of us was in the station in Star FM tonight to continue our weekly conversation with the people. When I was coming in today, when I was driving down, I was listening to my CD player, and I was listening to some Bob Marley, and there was a song that was playing called Positive Vibration. You know, the one they say, Rastaman vibration, yeah, positive. And there's a verse in the song that struck me, and I'm going to use that verse as my inspiration for our conversation this evening. Bob said, if you get up and you quarrel every day, it's like you're saying a prayer to the devil. Why can't we help one another on the way to make it easier? You just can't live in that negative way. Make way for a positive day. So I'm going to make this evening, hopefully, an evening of positive vibrations. We're not going to pull down anybody. We're not going to cuss anybody. We're not going to call anybody stupid. We're going to have a positive vibration today. And the thing that I want to focus the positive vibration on is the celebration that we're going to have in Caliqua this Saturday evening. This Saturday, starting around 7 p.m., I believe, on the Caliqua playing field, we are going to have a massive, massive event. The entirety of the ULP support throughout St. Vincent and the Grenadines is going to descend on Caliqua, and we're going to make that playing field a sea of red. And that, as far as I'm concerned, is going to be the biggest anniversary celebration that this Unity Labour Party has had in its 14 years in office, and it is going to energize us and get us ready for the electoral campaign ahead and whenever the Prime Minister decides to ring the bell. And because we're having a celebration of our anniversary, and because I want to keep the vibrations positive today, I want, when callers call in, we do two things. First of all, you tell me whether or not you're coming to Caliqua. And if you're not coming, you better have a good excuse. I heard a lady call earlier, she from Montreal, so she can't make it. That is kind of a good excuse. I might accept that excuse because, I know you could still get a flight to Barbados and come across and reach me for Saturday evening. But I will accept the overseas as an excuse. But if you're not coming, you have to tell me why you're not coming. If you're coming, you have to tell me that you're coming. And then after you tell me whether or not you're coming, let us have a positive vibration. Let us talk about something that the ULP has done in its 14 years that you consider to be positive. So let us celebrate all that we have accomplished in our 14 years and let us look forward to the future. But when you call in, tell me, you come into Calico and tell me what positive thought you have about the Unity Labour Party's accomplishments to date. I know that from where I sit, we have, off the top of my head, I know we have many more students in community college than ever before. We have many more people getting scholarships to go overseas to study than ever before. We have many more secondary schools. We have many more primary schools. We have many more early childhood education centers than ever before. We have more low-income homes. We have more middle-income and no-income homes than ever before. We have more people getting 100% mortgages at banks to build homes than ever before. We have more people getting assistance with building materials than ever before. We have more students getting laptop computers from the government than ever before. We have more farmers getting fertilizer or loans from the government than ever before. We have, what else? We have more renewable energy coming on stream, whether it is solar power or hydro or geothermal, than ever before. We have more medical students in this country than ever before. I'll stop there for now because I see a call coming in. Good night, you're on Star.
Good night, Mr. Gonzalez.
Good night, how are you?
I am fine, thank you. I think by God's grace on Saturday,
Yes.
I will be there. I'm calling from Central Kingston.
Yes.
And this afternoon, Noel and Mr. Ball was saying his Betty constituency has a slogan competition.
Yes.
Okay? I am not going to leave out Central.
Can't do that.
So if anybody else has one that will be better than mine, I'll step down.
Let me hear yours.
Okay? In Central, Beresford has the potential
Yes.
to remove some steel from a major wheel. Thank you.
In Central, Beresford has the potential to remove some steel from a major wheel. I like that one. We have another caller here. Star, good evening.
Just a minute.
Hello.
Hello.
How are you? How are you, covered sister?
My computer, but sit down. I'm calling from Central Kingston.
Yes.
I can make it because I have bad knees.
Well, we can excuse the bad knees.
And what I appreciate is health, education, and housing.
Health, education, and housing.
Yes.
Beautiful three.
Yes.
Beautiful three. Because those are all areas that the Unity Labour Party has really increased the quality of services and the number of offerings that people have.
Yes.
And I think we will talk about those three later on in the program. But those are very good three to be thankful. And we're letting you off for the fact that
at the moment, let me congratulate you because I don't know bring home receipt. So if I lived, congratulations to you, right? And no coming home big time.
Thank you, comrade sister. Well, we're bringing home Central too, you know. We're bringing home Central too.
Yes. Yes, we're giving them one chance. Somebody to just sit in the house. Right, when you go in there, see, just to sit and watch what's going on.
Well, maybe one, yeah. They deserve to be there to see what's going on.
Yeah, just want to see what's going on. 15-1.
I like that number.
What's going on?
I like that number.
All right.
All right, comrade. Star FM, good evening.
Good afternoon, my dear.
How are you?
I am blessed of the Lord, and you?
I am too. I am blessed as well.
You were blessed as well. I sent a message for you today and get it.
No, you sent it by the office?
No, on your phone.
No, well, I'll have to look at the phone. I have the phone here next to me, so I'll look at it. I was walking around in Belmont for a good part of the afternoon, and the phone was in the vehicle. And then I jumped in the car to run down here, so I didn't even really read the text properly. But I'll take a look at it.
I'll send it on your Facebook.
Oh, on my Facebook? All right, I'll check the Facebook.
and your chat room.
Well, you hitting me from every angle. Well, I like to try to be one of the most accessible people in Parliament. So people can text me, they can email me, they can get me on my Facebook. Sometimes I don't respond the same second, but I always get back to everybody who reaches out to me. So I will check the message. But you're breaking the rules. There are two things you have to tell me. You have to tell me if you come into the rally, and you have to tell me something that you're grateful for the ULP's years in office for.
I am grateful for the ULP in office for your dad as being the Prime Minister.
Yes, leadership.
Right, leadership of
Yes.
St. Vincent and the Grenadines. The education revolution.
Yes, yes,
And the housing.
yes.
Right. And there's many more. I will leave it for others to say their piece.
Very much so.
But I always say, and will continue to say, to my dying there, that man, which is your father, and the Prime Minister of St. Vincent and the Grenadines, he is the one that the Lord ordains to take St. Vincent from where it was to where it's supposed to go. And
Yes, yes.
nobody could touch that.
Yes,
Because
yes.
when the Lord gives you a plan, you can't do nothing. You can't question it more than you just kneel down and pray and ask God for guidance and wisdom and knowledge and understanding to deal with that plan. And He is going to help you once He gives you the plan.
Yes,
If He ain't give you the plan, nothing can be done.
that is true.
You understand?
That is true.
And I know your father, he's spiritual.
Yes, very much so.
Understand?
Very
And
much so.
I know he is talking with his God.
Yes,
I know he's talking with him and he's giving him ideas. He's giving him, I know he asks for the wisdom and the knowledge, the understanding
that is a fact.
to take, because this is not an easy thing to take this country to where it is today
Yes,
and onward.
yes,
So you have to ask for strength, and with the prayers, as they say, when the prayers go up, the blessings
come down.
So the prayers that are going out to all the ministers of government, including your dad and everybody,
Yes,
prayers that are going out for them. The little penny bread thing, hatred can't touch that.
no, we're not dealing with that at all today.
know what
We're
I mean?
ignoring that. Yes,
Yeah, that can't touch. We just being positive.
absolutely.
We looking forward, the present
Exactly,
and the future.
exactly.
You understand?
Absolutely.
And we are looking beyond, as your father does. He sees beyond, and this is what they don't realize. If they really sit down and analyze your dad, he sees beyond.
Yes,
You understand?
yes,
And it takes real spiritual people to see beyond. He don't saying, well, okay, I know, with whatever. He speaks positively
absolutely,
with no negativity
absolutely.
in his mind, in his heart. And he loves poor people.
That
He
is
loves
a
poor people.
fact. That is
And
not even
that
an
is
opinion. That is
what-
a fact.
Yes, that's what the Lord wants.
Yes,
Because whoever considers the poor,
exactly.
he will give them whatever belongs to them.
Yes,
So,
yes.
sweetheart, you have a pleasant night. I am listening. Continue to listen. And I know I got to work. I might be a bit tired, but I'll be there.
Good. We're looking for you there.
Yes.
Because we're not accepting tiredness as an excuse. So come, even if you have to sit down in a corner somewhere, you have to come still.
No, well, it make no sense. Me have to say, me sit down. If me sit down, me can't see nothing now going on.
I know when you come between the entertainment and Comrade Ralph and all the other speakers, I know you'll be energized and on your feet.
You will make me out.
Just find your way there.
Once there is life, you will see me.
All right then. God bless,
You
huh?
have a blessed night. Yeah?
Same to you. Same to you.
You know.
We're continuing with the positive vibrations tonight. Star FM, you're on.
Good night to the young pistol.
Good night. Good night.
I shall have to have more of you.
Yes, it's been a while. They prepare these schedules for us to come on, So everybody gets a chance. But when my turn has come up the last couple of times, I've been out of the country.
Okay.
So, and I didn't even remember I was on today. But his comrade Maxwell called me and reminded me. So I had to rush and come down.
Okay, first of all, let me tell you, I wouldn't be at Calioquan.
Why not?
Not by choice, but because I'm physically unfit.
Well, I know you will be with us in spirit.
Yes, I
Yes.
would be. And I want to thank the government for so many things.
Mhm.
But most of all, I want to thank the government for the bold step of attempting to build an international airport.
What a thing, eh?
The bold step.
Absolutely.
You know, I wrote this poem some time ago in 2013, and it says, on August 8, 2005, Dr. Gonzalez presented a creative plan to build an international airport without one red cent in his hand. Coalition of the willing was an act of faith by this simple God-fearing man, with encouragement and assistance from Cuba, Venezuela, Mexico, Trinidad and Tobago, and Taiwan.
Yes.
That's just one verse.
Yes. I remember. I've heard you give verses of this poem before. It's a brilliant one.
Yes, it's 20 verses.
I hope when we have the opening, we can have you deliver all 20 verses when we open that airport.
If God spare my life
Yes.
and I am able, I will be there.
I would look forward to that. I would look forward to that.
So I want to wish you all the best on Saturday night,
Yes.
and wish all the Labour supporters the best of everything.
Well, we will have you in our heart, and hopefully, I assume Julian will broadcast the event on the program,
have
so you could listen in and hear the
He
excitement.
can do no less.
Yes, yes.
You want to tell me Star would be having an activity like that?
Has to broadcast it.
And sorry, do not bring it for us who are at home.
Of course, because all who are at home and those who are overseas have to listen into the event.
You have to show them what the AK-47 and the Winchester can do. So I leave it all up to you.
Okay then.
All right.
All the best. God bless. We're still on Positive Vibrations on Star tonight. You're online. You're on the air.
Good night.
Good night. Good night.
I'm calling from East St. George,
Where are you in East St. George?
Prospect.
Ah.
To walk down to Calico.
Yes.
So I will be there.
Fantastic. Fantastic. And listen, I got a challenge. I have to tell you. When I went to Sandy Bay the other day for Comrade Gomery's event, where he was selected as the candidate, they had a massive crowd there. And Gomery said to me, on the microphone, the man had the nerve to say to me that he is going to have more people from North Windward in Calico than East St. George people. I told him that could never happen.
No.
Could never happen.
We can walk to Calico.
Exactly. So I'm glad you're going to walk down and I'll look for you in the crowd.
Yes, and I'm grateful for the airport
Yes.
and the education revolution.
Two fantastic, transformative things that are happening in our country.
Okay?
Absolutely.
You have a pleasant night.
Have a blessed night.
Thank you.
And good night. You know, comrades have been raised in the airport and the education revolution. And these are two things that we really cannot stop talking about in the ULP. Because, well, let me take this call. Star FM, you're on?
Comrade Gonzalez.
Yes, comrade.
Yeah, I just called to let you know that the volume on when the people calling is very low. If you could reach it.
When the people are calling in?
Yeah.
Okay, we have a technician working on it now.
I hear what they're saying.
All right. Stacy will sort it out if we can over here.
Okay, thank you, Camilo.
Thanks a lot.
Have a good night. I'm enjoying your program.
Thank you very much. I hope you're coming down.
Sure, man.
All right, man.
I'm in your constituency.
I know, but that don't mean you're reaching the field.
Yeah, I'll be down.
All right, man.
All right.
All right.
Okay.
Star FM, you're on Positive. We lost that one. We're talking about the international airport. Can you imagine that when Prime Minister Gonzalez announced the plan to build the international airport, we were not yet in the international financial crisis. But as soon as he announced it, this crisis started in the United States and went all across the world. And countries everywhere, small countries, developing countries, poor countries, were saying we can't afford to build things because things are tight, things are tough. And Prime Minister Gonzalez, with faith and with resources from our allies and with an active foreign policy, managed to get resources in the toughest international crisis in the world. And here we have an airport that is so tantalizingly close to completion. I drove up there yesterday and I see the asphalt going down on the runway. I see that the terminal building is complete. The tower from the outside looks complete. It's a fantastic story. And that airport will be the envy of the OECS and the Caribbean region. But we have another call. Star FM, you're on. Hello?
Good night, good night.
Good night, good night.
Central in the house. We have a lot to celebrate for on Saturday.
Absolutely.
Yes, we are the Argyle International Airport.
Yes.
That bridge at Rabacas. The low-income housing.
Yes.
The laptop for school for poor people, children.
Yes.
The $500 that Prime Minister giving back to the student that passed the CXC good. And we could name them out one by one. If we start tonight, we'll never finish. So we have a lot to celebrate for
Absolutely.
today. And that is why Central are coming out in their numbers.
Come strong, come strong.
And coming strong.
Yes.
We will be flying our flags. We'll be rallying all around our comrades.
Yes.
I tell you, it will be like a motorcade coming out in Calico Saturday night. And Camila, I know you was going to win your seat big because a lot of people said that they are voting for you.
Yes, yes.
Comrade, we are getting heat up. We can't even wait. And them songs are playing every day on the radio. Oh my God, everybody meeting me in the road. Saturday, we lashing one another hand. Saturday.
Absolutely.
Saturday.
Yes, yes.
Yes. We coming out with red t-shirt. I tell you, hey, sometimes my head swell big when I hear people telling me Saturday, girl, we can't miss that. So I inviting everybody. Well, the young lady supposed to WhatsApp me with the vans and them.
Yes.
I ain't get them yet, but show. They will know the vans that they are going out in and coming back in. So Central Kingston, don't frighten. The vans are on. Just need they have to get the names of the van
right.
and the time that we are leaving. So come out in your number, Central in the house, and we coming strong.
That's right.
With me. Okay, y'all have a good night.
All right.
Okay.
You have a good night. And Central definitely seem to be locked into the radio tonight. They come in with slogans. They're saying that they come in with the flags, and they come in strong. The ads on the radio have been saying that vans will be put on. Transportation is indeed being provided. So if you haven't heard your vans yet, I'm sure you will hear your vans by tomorrow. Because all of us are coming out hard and strong for the event on Saturday. The list of things to be thankful for is getting longer and the positive vibrations are growing. We were talking also about the housing revolution. We have to remember that before the Unity Labour Party came to office, the previous government said that it was not in the business of building houses for people, that it didn't consider that part of its job. But here we are in a country where housing was a serious issue, where land was and continues to be a serious issue, where young people and poor people just needed a little start or a little assistance to build a house or to add on a room or to get land at an affordable rate. And the ULP realized that this is one of the keys to people being lifted out of poverty and becoming part of the expanding Vincentian middle class and having something that they can call their own, that they can be proud of, that they can raise their families in. And we began a housing revolution in this country, the likes of which have not been seen anywhere else in the region. And now in Little St. Vincent and the Grenadines, we have built over 1,500 houses for people. Over 1,500 houses for people. And remember, this coming from a previous administration that didn't build any houses for anybody. We have now placed people, families, in houses across the length and breadth of St. Vincent and the Grenadines. We have sold land to people at what the Prime Minister likes to call a peppercorn rate. 50 cents a square foot, 10 cents a square foot. 10 cents land. So that people who have been occupying land for a long time can get title to their land. And when they get title to their land, they're able to take out a loan, a mortgage, get some money from the bank, and build, either add on to what they have already, or get some materials to build themselves even a new structure on their property. This is all part of the housing revolution that we have to be grateful for. Before the Unity Labour Party came to office, people could not get 100%, civil servants could not get loans 100% finance with no down payment. They had to scrimp and scrape and fight to come up with a 30% or more sometimes to put down before they get a loan. And sometimes it was very difficult to do that. So what you had was a lot of professional civil servants and their husbands and their wives and their families unable to get their own house. Sometimes occupying their, living with their parents or renting for an extended period of time. But now, these civil servants can get 100% loans and they can build their own houses. So, there's been a housing revolution, not only the low-income homes and so on that the government has provided, but also people who have been able to get loans that they would not have been able to get in the past, to build houses on their own in St. Vincent and the Grenadines. So when we look at some of the census data, the Prime Minister referred to some of it in his budget, we realize that there are now more houses in St. Vincent and the Grenadines, and the average number of people living in a house in St. Vincent and the Grenadines has decreased. It means that now people are able to move out and build their own house or purchase a house built by the government. And this is fantastic news. This is a fantastic achievement of the Unity Labour Party government, and something that we have to keep celebrating. And that doesn't include the government's willingness to supply materials to people who are sometimes in need of materials. Sometimes they need a little assistance building something or repairing something. Sometimes they're the victims of natural disasters. And all of these are things that we have to celebrate in the Unity Labour Party. And that, all of that what I've said about housing, doesn't even get us to what we're doing right now, which is called the Lives to Live program, which we have to celebrate for the wonderful work that it is doing across St. Vincent and the Grenadines. Housing Minister Gomri Daniel has walked up and down this country looking at the homes of people who have disabilities, people who are elderly, people who have difficulty getting around in their existing homes. And we are in the process of building entirely new homes for people, or in the process of adding on disabled accessible bathrooms or ramps or handrails all across St. Vincent and the Grenadines. We have a call. Star FM, you're on.
Yes, good night, Mr. Gonzalez.
Good night, good night.
How are you doing?
I'm doing well. How are you, comrade?
Well, I'm alright.
Good.
I'm just calling to say that I will not be there.
Why? You need an excuse.
Well, my excuse is a very excellent one.
Tell me.
I am physically challenged.
Ah, I see. Where are you living, sir?
I'm living in Western Church.
Well, I hope you can log on.
Well, I'll log on.
Yes.
That's all the way.
That's all the way.
Yes.
Fantastic. You can't go yet. You have to tell me something you're celebrating in the ULP's 14 years in office so far.
as usual. I mean, not because the Life to Live now come and celebrating that.
Well, yes, because you could probably be a beneficiary of the Lives to Live program.
Most likely.
Yes, yes.
And I'm celebrating good government.
Absolutely. Very good thing to celebrate. Very often overlooked. But we have a history in this country of sometimes having poor government. So we have to celebrate when we have good governance.
To be honest, I just tell friends when they come and look for me
Yes.
that we have the best Prime Minister in the world.
Yes, yes.
And I don't have the water in my mouth. No excuse. That's the best Prime Minister in the whole world.
And I tell you, when I go around in the Caribbean and other parts of the world, people recognize it, eh? They say that is a great Prime Minister you have there in St. Vincent and the Grenadines. Sometimes you meet people that say, we wish he was our Prime Minister.
Well, we can't let him go. We can take
No, we're keeping him.
All right, Camilo, enjoy it.
All right, all the best, all the best. Comrade calling from West St. George, and his positive vibration, of course, is what we were just talking about, the Lives to Live program, which is going to enable and empower so many Vincentians who are living with disabilities or particular infirmities that make it difficult for them to either get around in their own house or maybe even get out of their own house. As the Prime Minister says, everybody who is alive has a life to live, and we want to enable people to live their lives as best they can. So think of all the things. We have another one. Star FM, you on?
Camilo, good night.
Good night, good night.
West St. George.
West St. George.
Yes. I'll be there on Saturday night.
You sure?
Yes.
All right. In your red?
Of course.
Of course.
From head to foot. And I celebrating the education revolution.
Yes.
Because my granddaughter has to go and learn Mandarin Chinese.
She's going to Taiwan.
Well, when she's ready. But I hope when she's ready to go, that will still be there.
Yes, yes. Absolutely.
So, yes. So, the best thing ever happened to this country. The best thing ever happened to this country is Ralph Gonsalves.
Here.
Have a good night.
Good night, good night. And I tell you, the comrade sister's daughter from West St. George, who is going to be learning Mandarin Chinese in Taiwan. Can you imagine how many people have gone all the way to the Far East, to Taiwan, to learn all sorts of professional skills over there? They've learned engineering, they've learned psychology, they've learned journalism, they've learned medicine, all sorts of talents that they've learned, in addition to learning the Chinese language. And I tell you, I have been to Taiwan a few times, and every time I go, I make it my business to sit down and meet the Vincentian students who are over there. And I can't tell you how proud I am when I see these students that left their home in St. Vincent and the Grenadines just a year or 2 or 3 ago, speaking fluent Chinese with Chinese people up and down the road, speaking in Chinese as if it is their native tongue, and all of the skills that they bring back home to St. Vincent and the Grenadines to help us improve our own country. Star FM, you're on.
Oh, good night, good night, good night.
Good night, good night.
How are you, man?
I'm doing well, how are you?
Well, I just called you to say my little bit.
Of course.
I want to be, I will be there.
Absolutely. Which area are you calling in from?
Oh, West Kingston.
West Kingston, yes.
Yes, West Kingston. And one of my things that that we government did is the airport.
The airport.
The airport, man, because he did it in with no money.
Absolutely.
One man said he had some money in his pocket, but he never had.
Yes, yes. Yes, yes.
Yeah, so I just called to see what you meant a bit now.
Absolutely. Well, thank you for calling, comrade, because the airport is something I honestly believe that without Prime Minister Gonsalves' vision and leadership,
yes,
there would be no international airport being built in St. Vincent and the Grenadines. This is not something that anybody else would have been able to pull off.
Okay.
Is a remarkable accomplishment. And if nothing else, I mean, he's done so many other things, and the ULP has done so many other things. But if nothing else, we have to be grateful for the courage and the vision to build an international airport at Argyle, which is no easy thing. No easy thing.
I don't promise I'm traveling till I done.
Hi. Well, you're traveling soon then, because we nearly finish. I was out there a day or two ago, and it's looking really impressive. Really impressive.
Well, I got to hear that.
Yes, man. We're almost there.
Okay, well, have a good night, my brother.
All right, comrade.
See you on Saturday night.
And hear me up when you see me on the playing field on Saturday.
Okay, I will.
All right.
All right, buddy. Thank you.
I tell you, the positive vibrations are growing, and really, I'm writing down whenever people call in and tell me what they have in their positive vibration about. I'm writing it down, and at the end of the night I read them all off so that we can see some of the wonderful things that the Unity Labour Party has done to develop and advance in Vincent and the Grenadines. We were talking earlier about the scholarships, and part and parcel of the scholarships is the other aspects of education going on here. In the ULP's time in office, we have built a magnificent campus, community college campus at Glen, that has allowed us to almost triple the number of students getting a community college education in St. Vincent and the Grenadines. Can you imagine a government that has 3 times multiplied the number of students that are getting a community college education? And we've upgraded the community college, not only physically, but with the type of teachers we have there, with the administration we have there, with the number of subjects being offered at the community college. And now there are some places where you can do work at the community college towards a degree. Not only the University of the West Indies, but other universities, including universities in the United States. None of this occurred before the Unity Labour Party came to power. First of all, you had the difficulty getting into secondary school because you didn't have universal secondary education, and there were few schools. And then secondly, you had difficulty getting a scholarship because unless you were essentially an island scholar, you didn't get a scholarship. And then thirdly, you had difficulty getting placement in the community college, or before that the sixth form at the grammar school. And you had difficulty getting financial support if you were you couldn't get a low income financially disadvantaged student loan. So you had difficulty going off to study. And then when you came back home, you had difficulty getting a job. And all of these things have been improved markedly by the Unity Labour Party government. I mean, think of the YES program and the SET program that we have right now. The Prime Minister Gonzalez welcomed, I believe, almost 100 or a little over 100 students to the SET program just a couple of weeks ago, and they will be starting soon. These are students that have either their A-levels out of community college, or they have university degrees, and they are going to get excellent, invaluable experience working in various government offices, in addition to getting a very reasonable paycheck. They'll be able to pay off some of their student loan. They will be able to get a little clothes, get a little, organize themselves, maybe pay some rent, maybe save some money. All of this through the SET program, which is an innovation of the government of St. Vincent and the Grenadines under the Unity Labour Party. We have another call. Caller, good evening. You're on Star.
Hello, good night.
Good night, good night.
I would really like to come qualify on Saturday, but I don't really think I could make it.
Why not?
That's a thing beyond my control.
I see.
I just wait to discuss it and really we can.
All right, well, I understand that.
For the past couple of months, I don't really work in.
Mm-hmm.
And I really had the money to spend out there, and I really come, but I still supporting them really because for the very first time I voted.
Where you calling from, comrade?
Well, I'm from Georgetown, really.
You're calling from Georgetown. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And I suppose, I vote for ULP the very, very first time.
Yes.
And I never really depend on government to get a job.
Right.
I used to work with a construction firm.
Mm-hmm.
But I get old now and to be home a couple of years now.
I see.
And over a year now I put down my name out by the airport to get a job, and somehow the other days continue shuffling till now, and I'm home for the past 9 months.
Yes.
I even talked to the Prime Minister. He call out, they say that they have my name, and when they're ready they go call me, and it seems to be ending up. So that's the reason, but I still support him because I don't really let him down my party.
Yes, yes.
And because I don't really do what like the rest. Not because they don't really, I do benefit, but my children benefit.
Absolutely.
And I'm still supporting because I'm 100% behind you.
Well, I'm happy to hear that, comrade. I'm sorry you're not coming down. Remember though that I believe transportation is being put on from the Georgetown area.
Right now I'm in town. I could easily get a ride out.
Yes.
I really come and watch people. I can't buy a drink.
I hear you.
I meet my friends. I can't really.
Yes, yes.
With them, but
well, you have to be prudent in what you do and what you decide to do. But I'm glad to hear that you're a supporter. I'm glad you see the support that the Unity Labour Party is giving to your children. And I do know that the airport is entering a new phase because they're accelerating the work there. They're trying to finish on time. So I am of the understanding that they're going to add on some new workers soon. So if you have Comrade Ralph in your corner, you're from his constituency, you say he's called down there already. I don't think you should lose faith yet. I think things will work out for you there.
Oh, well, I never lose faith. I have a
yes.
Faith, but anyway, I have a partner. If they really decide to, if they have space and they will give me a ride, I think I will come.
Well, you should come, man.
I might reach it early and I go try for inform you that I who is calling.
Yes, man, you should come now. Well, I will be walking all through the crowd on Saturday. And we're looking forward to seeing you if you can make it down, man, because I think the love you're going to feel on that playing field is worth the trip. I think you'll enjoy yourself.
Yeah.
Well, I look forward to seeing you, comrade.
Okay, and labor now.
Labor now.
All right.
All right, comrade. All right.
Okay. Have a good night.
Have a good night to you too.
Right, thank you.
You know, and another caller earlier mentioned the issue of the Rabaka Bridge, and we cannot forget that it took this current administration to essentially join the north of St. Vincent, the north tip of St. Vincent, to the rest of mainland St. Vincent. That years and years people were struggling with this river coming down, with this inaccessible gorge that they had to cross, and if you didn't have a truck or a SUV, crap will smoke your pipe because a regular car couldn't get across there very often. People were getting stuck there, people were getting washed away. And it took this government to build this bridge across the Rabuka River, the dry river. And that, I believe, has led to a lot more mobility for the people north of the dry river. Children and old people and other people are going up and down to the north of the country on a regular basis. And it is part of the investment that the Unity Labour Party has made in the North Windward constituency, a constituency that has been neglected by a number of governments, and even before we got independence. This is an area that the colonial powers had chased the Garifuna people off to that corner of the island, and they were just hoping that they could forget about them. Before the Unity Labour Party, there was no secondary school north of the dry river. There was no clinic north of the dry river. There was no fisheries complex north of the dry river. The roads were of a terrible quality. And all of these aspects of life in North Windward and many others have been immeasurably improved by the Unity Labour Party government. And I don't like to use tragedies and discuss tragedies on political programs, but the response of the government to the tragedy at Rock Gutter has shown to anybody who had any doubt the level of compassion and care that the Unity Labour Party government has, not only for the people of North Windward, not only for children, not only for disenfranchised people, but also for Vincentians as a whole. We have really worked very hard to assist, to commiserate, to console the people who lost loved ones and the community of Fancy, and we moved swiftly to ensure that those people got a brand new and very safe school bus to take their children to school. We have another call. Star FM, you're on. Good night.
Good night.
Good night.
Good night. Calling from North Windward.
Yes.
I'm hearing people mention all other things, but if you travel from Fancy to City,
Yes.
and you travel from City to Fancy, there is something that you must see and nobody talk about.
Tell me.
What about the tunnel at Byron?
Ah, what a wonderful one.
You didn't remember that one?
What a wonderful one. Because I remember what that tunnel used to look like.
Exactly. We don't supposed to forget that. Anyway, I'll be there.
Yes, fantastic. Because it wasn't just the Byron tunnel, but the tunnel also in Park Hill. Those both of the Park Hill tunnel, sometimes look like you had to bend your head and crawl to get through that tunnel. It was low and bad, and the Byron tunnel, I mean, it was dug by hand by slaves.
Yeah.
How long ago in slavery days, and nobody upgraded that tunnel till the Unity Labour Party came to government. And now you can just breeze through there. It is well lit, it is concrete, it is tall, and I mean, any vehicle can go through there. It's a fantastic addition. It's an absolutely fantastic, and I'm glad you remember that one, because that is an important one.
Thank you, comrade.
Another way that we're connecting the country in better ways.
Okay.
And I'll see you there, comrade.
All right.
Good. We have another call with positive vibrations still on Star. You're on.
Good night, comrade.
Good night, comrade.
Yes. You know, when we look at the housing stock in
Yes.
this country, we really have to give thanks to the housing policy
Absolutely.
of the Unity Labour Party.
Absolutely.
You know, lots of stuff would have happened, and we really give thanks all along the way. But for housing,
Yes.
I have a particular praise for the administration.
Absolutely.
I remember when houses got damaged in hurricanes and stuff like that before this administration.
Yes.
I remember the anguish and the pain that people went through.
Yes.
More or less unattended.
Yes.
Then came the Unity Labour Party, and I remember in all the days when a storm struck Rosal, and Rosal in particular was really devastated in that storm, and about 5-6 households were left more or less homeless.
Yes.
And within months, the administration provided the 4 sets of houses, 4 finished houses for these people free of cost, with water and electricity, painted, everything. People went in. I saw tears coming down person's face
Yes.
when they collected the keys.
Yes.
That brought me some tears as well.
No, it is. You touched on an important part of improving the housing stock in this country, and that has been the compassion and speedy response of the Unity Labour Party government to people who have been affected by natural disasters.
Right, but again, we were struck in 2014, and we were the hardest struck again.
Yes. Yes.
And out of that, we now have a village in Cumberland.
Entire village, that's right.
Entire village in Cumberland.
Yes.
Fitzhughes was expanded.
Yes.
There was an addition to Fitzhughes, where there are between 15 and 20 houses in Fitzhughes. It's remarkable, you know.
And don't forget, although it's not housing, don't forget all the bridges that are being built in North Leeward now by our brothers from Ecuador.
That is amazing.
Yes.
It is amazing. Some time ago, somebody mentioned something about North Leeward. And I say, you know, sometimes it makes me wonder, what is it that this government is left to do to make people feel assured that this government is really looking out for the people of North Leeward and the people of St. Vincent.
I tell you, by way, if you want to contrast it, if you want to really consider what would have happened if those disasters struck and the Unity Labour Party was not in office and Ralph Gonsalves was not the Prime Minister. If you reflect on what Mr. Eustace said, and this is positive vibrations today, so I'm not pulling down anybody, but what he said essentially was, well, the people have been struck by a tragedy. It's a terrible thing. They've lost a number of their possessions. They've lost some of their homes. And what I and Eustace propose we should do is, if people need to purchase new appliances, when they purchase the new appliance and they import it, we should give them a little break off of the duty when they bring it in. That was the sum total of their response. To the thing. Now, what did we say? What did we say? We said we will build houses, we will repair houses, we will repair the river, and those of you who lost, whether your fridge, whether your stove, or whether the mattress that you sleep on, the government will replace your fridge, your stove, your mattress, sometimes even your cooking gas.
Yeah, but you stop in short at the government producing pots and...
But that is right.
And stuff like that.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Nowhere else in the world.
It doesn't happen, comrade, anywhere else in the world.
You know, I reflect on what would have happened in the States some time ago when Katrina...
That's right.
Hit the place. And there are people out there still living in
trailers. Yes, and some people still homeless ever since Katrina.
Yeah.
And that is the richest country in the entire world.
Exactly.
But it speaks to what your priorities are and what you consider important. And this government, this Unity Labour Party government, is a people-centered government. We focus on people.
Right.
And when we see people suffering, we know that we have to do our level best to alleviate the suffering of people.
Yeah, we can't forget what would have taken place in agriculture either.
Yes.
Because we have a situation where banana came under threat from in the final years of the farmer administration.
Yes.
And they more or less threw their hands in the air and just let it go.
Yes.
Let it go. Now
yes.
This government has been pumping millions of dollars into the industry.
Absolutely.
And not only into bananas, but very recently with $6 million pumped in, with another $6 million coming this time. What else could be done? What else could be done? You know?
Well, I tell you, we have the farmer support, like you said, the farmer support company that is putting these $6 million injections into the agricultural industry. We've had farmers engaging in cocoa production now, the planting. We've negotiated free fertilizer from Morocco that we've given to people. And by the way, Prime Minister Gonsalves is on his way back from Morocco right now, where he had even further conversations with the Moroccan government so we could increase the amount of fertilizer that farmers get. But I'm not going to steal his thunder. I will let him announce these things in his press conference.
Right.
But it's fantastic, the work we have done. We've increased the acreage of arrowroot under production.
Yeah, arrowroot has been rescued.
Yes, there are other root crops that we're now exporting to Trinidad and Tobago and all over that we're making money on. So we have managed to diversify while still fighting strong to maintain our share in bananas, even though we have black sigatoka and all of these things. We have been fighting the blight on our bananas, and we're bringing bananas back too. We're going to have more acres under cultivation this year than we've had in many years.
Comrade, we would only see the benefits when our banana come to bloom again. You know.
Yes.
All the other banana producing countries are faced with problems.
Yes.
And in no other banana producing countries have any government been putting the kind of effort that this government has been putting in.
Yes.
So this would pay dividend down the road, you know.
Absolutely.
We will have our equal share on the banana market, and we would be happy for everything that was done.
I tell you, and the point you make about dividends down the road is an important one, because a lot of what you see in this government's actions are investments in the future. It's not things that necessarily will happen now for now. Like, for example, the millions of dollars that we're spending educating young Vincentians. That is not a now for now investment. That is an investment in the future.
Dividend.
Because when you pay government money and taxpayer money to send somebody to university, you know that is 3, 4, 5 years before they're coming back.
Exactly.
And so that is an investment not in now for now. We could take that money and do something with it now for now. But we are investing in the fact that that student will come back home with certain skills that they will add to the development of this country. And it mightn't be this year or next year or sometimes even 10 years later.
But whenever they come
They
come with it.
They will repay our investment in them.
Yeah.
And that is how this goes. So when you talk about what we're doing with bananas in an agriculture, it's a similar thing. You can't do everything for what they're going to say in the newspaper next Friday. You have to do some things with an investment with an eye to the future. That is how you build a country.
What I'm looking forward to, though, comrade.
Yes, comrade.
Is the trust in education, in agriculture.
Yes.
You know, this fourth term, I think we as a nation need to put a lot more emphasis on the education, bringing education to agriculture.
Yeah, I agree with you. I think there are two.
We would strengthen food security.
Yes.
And put the country on a footing that we would continue to feed the rest of the Caribbean again.
I agree with that. I think that there are two areas of the education revolution that we need to strengthen in the fourth term. One of it is education in agriculture. Yes. You're absolutely right, because farming we have to elevate the level of our farming. We have to learn from our master farmers, and we need to educate our farmers, because we do need food security, and there's a big market out there for Vincentian food. Definitely. And then the other part of the education revolution we have to strengthen is our focus on vocational education. Yeah, it's not everybody who wants to go and sit down in a classroom for 4 years to get a theoretical degree. Some people have different skills, and they want to make things with their hands, and they want to create. Yep. And we have some of the best craftsmen and craftswomen in the world here in St. Vincent and the Grenadines, and we need to improve.
Reproduce our farm. The numbers need to increase.
Absolutely.
And sharpening of the skills and stuff like that.
Yes.
But I guess somebody else would want to call in, so I really enjoying the program, comrade.
Okay, comrade.
And then for sure Saturday.
Good, for sure Saturday. And keep it positive, my brother. Keep it positive.
I'll do it.
All right. These wonderful points by the comrade. And agriculture is something that indeed we have to be very proud of. I knock on wood and I hope and pray that we can escape the next few years without having a natural disaster, so that we can really see the strength of our agriculture product. You know, we have Comrade Soboto Caesar now, even in the area of livestock. Comrade Caesar is selling, well, not Comrade Caesar, but we've created links with Grenada, So now we are selling beef, we're selling cattle to the people of Grenada. And right now in St. Vincent and the Grenadines, Minister Caesar has invited Cuban experts in livestock reproduction and artificial insemination, and they're going around teaching our farmers how to breed better cattle and more cattle, and they're also ensuring that we have an improved stock of cattle in this country, not only for export to Grenada and St. Lucia and other countries, but also to improve our own food security. These are things that are being done behind the scenes. Right now, I believe tomorrow, Comrade Caesar is going to be hosting all of the OECS agriculture ministers here in St. Vincent and the Grenadines, and they're going to be talking about the issue of food security and learning from some of the best practices of St. Vincent and the Grenadines. So big things are happening in agriculture in a difficult climate where we were losing our banana preferences, and where we had a number of natural disasters that were wiping out our crops and our livestock. Yet and still, the government continues to invest money in agriculture, continues to diversify with bananas, into root crops, into cocoa, into arrowroot and all sorts of other areas, into what is it we have now, butternut squash, all of these areas that we're diversifying around in agriculture. And that is another good story to be told of the ULP's 14 years thus far, and gives us a good hint, a good clue as to how well we are going to advance in the future. I was talking about the SET program and the YES program, which together employ hundreds of young Vincentians and give them experience and set them up, put something on their resume or on their CV that they can get even better jobs in the future, either within the government or in the private sector. A comrade called and mentioned the laptop computers. I'm very proud of that one because I've had a hand in it. And we have to realize that under the Unity Labour Party government, we have distributed now close to 30,000 laptops to students either in primary school, secondary school, teachers college, community college, throughout the educational system. And when I've been walking around, I've been doing a lot of walking around and meeting and talking to people throughout East St. George. One of the things that really warms my heart is when I go to somebody's house, somebody who may be having a difficult time making ends meet, somebody in humble circumstances, and you walk into their house and you see their two children sitting down using brand new top of the line laptop computers that cost hundreds and hundreds of US dollars, that they would not otherwise have had an opportunity to have and to own and to access. Sometimes you walk into a house, you see essentially $1,500 US worth of laptops right there, children using them, 2 and 3 children using laptops, 3 and 4 children with their laptops. Sometimes they're playing games, sometimes they're writing something, sometimes they're getting a little bit of Wi-Fi internet from a nearby building, but they are educating themselves on the use in modern technology and modern tools. They would not, many of these students would not have had the opportunity to access and have and own their own laptop computer, and they would have grown up computer illiterate. And you cannot be computer illiterate if you are a young person living in this 21st century. It's just not, you're not going to advance, because any occupation, any activity is going to require some level of computer literacy. And now we know that when Vincentian students, wherever they work, whatever they do, are put down to sit in front of a computer, it's not going to be the first time. that they've seen a computer. They're going to have skills and talents that they can bring to bear that will make them attractive, not only to employers, but to people who want to help to develop this country. And I am very proud of the little role that I played in helping to get laptops into the hands of all Vincentian students. A comrade called and mentioned the issue of Prime Minister Gonsalves, the issue of leadership, and that is something that we cannot underestimate. Some of the things that we've spoken about over the course of this conversation today are not things that other governments are doing, These are not things that we're copycatting and saying, well, I noticed they do something over in St. Lucia, let me do it too. I noticed something going on in Grenada, let me do it too. No. What is happening is that from the fertile mind of Ralph Gonsalves and from the help of his very able cabinet colleagues, St. Vincent and the Grenadines is coming up with ideas to lead the development not only of our country, but of the entire region. We have another call. Star FM, you're on. Give me your positive vibrations.
Yes, comrade. Don't forget the library too, that he over,
another beautiful one.
And then from down Middle Street to this big nice building.
I tell you, if you want to, if you want to judge our commitment to education, take a look at that library.
Exactly.
What a beautiful building.
Yes.
And I love to go in there and see the students in there studying.
Okay.
In comfort.
Very.
Is a wonderful thing.
Exactly. Good building.
Yes. You coming down?
This comrade has done a lot.
A lot of things.
Still doing.
Oh, plenty more to do.
Why people have to come out in the numbers.
Yes.
You gotta have something to celebrate on the 28th.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yes. Okay.
And I'm glad you mentioned. You coming down?
Oh, comrade.
Okay.
You speaking?
Okay.
You know, speak is Lavon.
No, everybody had to say. Everybody had to say they're coming down. That is part of the positive vibrations we're bringing today.
I will be there.
I know you'll be there, Lavon.
Coming down.
I know you'll be there, and I know you're bringing people with you too.
Comrade. Okay.
I tell you, the library is such a spectacular building, and we're so proud of the quality of the construction and the quality of that building that is sitting down there, right next to the National Archives that also exists. When you want to say that education is a focus, you have to give students the tools, and you have to give them the facilities, and you have to give them the teachers that make their educational experience special. We have now in St. Vincent and the Grenadines more university educated teachers than ever before. We have now in St. Vincent and the Grenadines more schools constructed throughout the country than ever before. We have a library that is absolutely magnificent, one of the best in the region, and that was built by this government. We have the learning resource centers throughout St. Vincent and the Grenadines in almost every constituency. I think almost every constituency in St. Vincent and the Grenadines, including a beautiful marine learning resource center down in Canawan. It is a spectacular story. We have so much to be thankful for. Another caller in on the positive vibrations tonight. Star FM, you're on. Hello?
Good night, comrade. How are you?
Good night, comrade. I'm well. How are you?
I'm okay.
Good.
And don't forget the bank. That poor people like me.
Yes.
People got shares in it,
Yes, absolutely.
I never dreamed that I would ever have shares in a bank.
Absolutely.
Never dreamed that was in my wildest dream. I never think about it. I never dream about it. I would have owned shares in a bank.
And now you're a big shareholder.
Now I'm a shareholder.
What a wonderful story, eh?
What a wonderful story to tell.
It is fantastic.
True story.
Yes.
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 So we all will be see there Saturday.
Well.
Celebrating all these good things what the comrade have done for we and continue to doing. We cannot leave him there because he's one of the most wonderful prime minister ever to hit St. Vincent and the Grenadines. He looking out for the poor.
He's looking out for the poor. That is all that you have to say. Absolutely.
You're looking out for the poor.
Absolutely.
Right. So
there.
If you say that about him, that is the highest compliment you can pay to Prime Minister Gonzalez. He's looking out for the
He's
poor.
looking out for the poor. We see it and we know it. Who can't see it? Then just the two Kong tapu so then can't see. No, never. They Kong tapu just say Prime Minister I support people. Yes, he's looking out for the poor.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Look for the rich and the poor because when look where he's coming in there from Ecuador, where he's coming for the poor.
Coming for the poor.
I poor he coming for the rich, he coming for the poor.
Absolutely.
Yes.
That is a fact.
That's a fact, yeah. He coming for the poor, he not coming for the rich. So we the poor have to look for him and keep him there.
And keep the comrade there. Absolutely.
There. Yeah.
Thank you very much, comrade. I see we have another call coming in here. Positive vibrations on Star tonight. You're on.
Hi, good night, Camilo.
Good night.
And how are you?
I am well. How are you?
I'm blessed. I will be there.
You will be there. Good.
Yeah, I'm calling from North Windward. And my Prime Minister is my hero.
Yes.
He's my role model.
Yes.
And don't forget, Education Revolution.
Big.
Touched my heart.
Big.
Yeah.
Big.
Labor, we say?
Labor all the
way? All the way, Labor. Gomri again.
Absolutely.
Nobody try stop with. One more time for Gomri.
I love the slogan.
Yeah,
I'll see you there.
Yeah.
All right.
Yes. Bye.
Another positive vibration on Star FM. You're on.
Yeah. It's good night, comrade.
Good night, comrade.
This is a complaint as usual. Yeah. I don't know if you hear me complaining from since Tuesday night.
I don't know who's taking complaints on the positive vibration tonight.
Well, I call it from the diaspora, so I'm complaining for all the diasporians. We need video streaming for Saturday night.
Yes.
I know Comrade Julian say that they're trying and it's hard to get it because of the terrain in but we need come on
we're having some technical hiccups there with terrain. I know that Comrade Julian is working on it, but I don't know what is the latest. I haven't had a chance to speak to him today to find out if we have overcome some of those technical difficulties. But we have all day tomorrow and piece of Saturday. We'll try to see what we can do, but I don't know where we stand now, so I don't want to make you a promise I can't keep.
I know what you're saying, but please, man. Okay, I know Star would be on, but I want to.
You want to see the sea. You want to see all the flags.
Yes, and I want to hear. I want to see. I want to see Comrade Straker back in this because I know he's a giant. I want to hear you. I want to hear my.
Well, Comrade Straker, I'm sure I haven't seen the lineup of who will be speaking, but I'm sure that Comrade Sir Louis will be addressing that massive crowd.
Yeah,
and wherever you lie down in the diaspora, I think when that crowd roars for Sir Louis and Comrade Ralph, wherever you sleeping in the diaspora, I think it's going to wake you up. I don't even think you need radio to hear it.
Yes,
that is going to be the noise.
Yes, I want to feel
the
presence. I want to feel like I'm there. And I keep complaining. I do it today. I do it yesterday. And I'm going to do it tomorrow again when Sir Vincent and Elsa Crick is on. You guys see what you can do, man. Don't disappoint us. Don't disappoint us. All right.
We will try to see. We will try to see. But I know, I don't know about this one, but I know that when we start the campaign in earnest and we're going around, you're going to get all the meetings streaming. We're going to make sure that technology is a big part of our campaign. I don't know if we've solved all the problems now, but this is why you have these things early, so we could sort them out.
I love it. I got to feel it.
All right, comrade.
All right, good night.
Good night. More positive vibes on Star FM tonight. You're on. Good night.
PM there. Hold on, my mommy.
All right. Hello?
Hello?
Hello, mommy.
Yes.
Yes.
Come forever. Yes. Yes, come forever.
Turn down the volume in the back there. But we can't let down Gomri.
The bridge across the river.
That's right.
Yes, the bridge across the river.
Yes.
We have to remember that.
Must remember it is a wonderful story.
Yes.
And I am glad I went up.
The revolution.
Yes.
Yes. I don't have the children, but I got my grandchildren them.
That's right. You know them, mommy. You know them.
And my great grandmother come in.
You know the achievements.
Yes. I know the achievements from 2001.
That's right.
Up to now.
That's right.
Yes.
And I'm glad to hear you know them, mommy. I tell you, I went up to Sandy Bay last week.
I speak to you.
Yes, I have to say that before, when I have been going to all of the candidate selections, all the launchings, and I was telling everybody that the one I had in Calicoa in East St. George was the best one. But when I went to Gomri's and I saw the crowd that Gomri got there in Sandy Bay, I had to say, well, maybe mine was the second best. Maybe because Gomri had an incredible event, and the energy, you could feel the energy in the crowd. And I really feel that we're winning that seat bigger than we ever won it before.
We're coming home again.
We're coming home, man, and we're coming home big.
We pray that God may bless Ralph, that he may conquer his enemies, that when his work on earth is done, he may rest in peace in paradise. He fought the fight with all his might. If he alone for the wonder fight, we pray that God may bless just one, that greater part St. Vincent Bear. Amen.
Amen, amen. What a beautiful song.
Yes. Run forever.
That's right.
We're coming with the next storm again. We're coming again. We're coming strong.
We're coming again, Mom. All right. Thank you. More positive vibrations. Let's see if we can top that one. You're on Star FM.
Jomo we say.
Run with Jomo. Yes, you. Hello? Comrade said Jomo we say. And I know that Comrade Jomo is going to be running with a lot of his supporters coming in. The lines are still lighting up. Star FM, good night.
Night, Minister.
Good night.
This morning I was listening to Morning Scoop. And I heard a lady calling. And well, she says when she called, she was in Taiwan.
Yes.
And she was holidaying with her daughter.
Yes.
Who was there doing studies, and she was there with her.
Yes.
And then, she was saying that she got a degree. She was a teacher, and she got a degree, and 3 of her children have university degrees.
What a story.
Under the government.
What a story.
Hold me up for the whole day, Minister. Seriously.
What a story.
Seriously.
Yes.
I have to call Denny to ask Denny if he didn't record that thing. I hope Denny recorded, because when I called back, he was on another program, so I didn't get to find out from him. But I hope he recorded to replay that thing.
Yes.
That is a story that needs to be told.
Yes.
Told all over, honestly.
Yes.
All right, you hang in there.
No, it's a fantastic thing that people are able to get their entire families educated.
Well, that is the thing.
You know
What beat me?
You know the cost of a university education these days, and particularly since we do not have a university campus here in St. Vincent and the Grenadines, there are hundreds and hundreds of students all around the world getting educations almost completely free.
Definitely.
We have students in Cuba. We have students in Mexico. We have students in Venezuela. We have students in Taiwan. We've had students in Malaysia. We have students in Russia. We have students in Turkey. We have students in Australia. These I ain't done. We have and then we have students at UE. We are now the number one non-campus territory at the University of the West Indies. We were last when we came to power.
That's true.
I mean, students and those are the ones, and then there are others who are getting economically disadvantaged loans.
Loans and so on, yes.
I mean, the investment in education by this government is out of this world.
Out of this world.
And now parents don't have to say, well, we could only choose one of the children to go overseas and to study, and all the rest will have to wait till later and so on. All the students can now go off to university. I mean, that's a wonderful story. I'm sure we have it recorded.
I hope so, because
and we will play it back.
That needs to be played. All right, Minister, hang in there, man.
All right, man.
Good night. Right,
Thank you very much.
Sure.
Thank you very much. I tell you, the list of the positive achievements of the Unity Labour Party is growing longer. I think we have time for a couple more calls before we close off the list. Comrade, good night. You're on Positive Vibrations on Star FM.
Big up to Jamo.
Jamo, run with Jamo.
Yeah, all the time.
You coming down?
Of course.
All right.
Take care.
Take care. All the best. Comrade Jamo really starting some excitement in South Leeward. Here we go again. Star FM. Good night.
Good night. I'm wondering if mention was made in nursing program.
No, we haven't forgotten that one yet. That's a good one.
Very good one.
That's a good one. I mean, we have a program here where we are providing nurses not only to St. Vincent and the Grenadines, but to other Caribbean countries. We can now export nurses to other countries.
Now we can, we have been doing it.
But this is the point, and we pay nursing students to go to nursing school. We give them a stipend, which affords, because here, listen, this is what was happening to the nursing program. The nursing was becoming essentially a middle class profession in St. Vincent and the Grenadines, because poorer people were not able to afford to go to the nursing program. And the government is giving a stipend that is broadening nursing as a profession, as a possibility for Vincentians across all type of social areas. It's not a middle class profession anymore. It is a profession that anybody can aspire to.
And well, as you would have checked, you see how the young guys in them are rushing towards it.
But that's the point. That's the point. It's a magnificent program. It's well conceived, and we are producing all of these talented young people who can now staff not only the hospitals in St. Vincent, but hospitals in Trinidad, in Barbados, even as far as the United States and England. It's a magnificent thing. I'm glad you added that one to the program, comrade.
And you see, when the ULP got into power 2001, what was the situation like? We had to go to Cuba.
Well, when we started, the situation was so bad that we had to beg the Cubans to lend us some nurses. Then we started sending nurses to Cuba. Then we built up our own nursing program. And now we can be what Cuba was for us. We can give other countries that are having a difficult time. We can share our nursing talent with them. And it's I mean, I'm glad you mentioned it. A fantastic story and another triumph.
Yeah, man. The vision is there by your dad, man, the Prime Minister. The greatest who has ever passed through here, as far as you know.
Yes.
Governance is concerned, yeah, man.
Fantastic accomplishment.
Yeah, man. All the best for the rest of the night, man.
All the best, comrade. All the best. We have another call coming in. Star FM. Good night.
Good night, comrade.
How are you, comrade?
East St. George is in the house.
East St. George. Where are you calling from in East St. George?
I'm calling from Glamorgan.
From Glamorgan. All right. Greetings.
Yeah, okay. See you on Saturday.
See you on Saturday. And I will be seeing people in Glamorgan, I believe, next week. Every time I try to reach Glamorgan, I'm getting stuck somewhere else. I got stuck in I'm talking with people in Makati. But I'm coming to Glamorgan, and Glamorgan is coming also down to Caliqua. We have another call here. Good night.
Vision Now.
That's Vision Now. How could we forget Vision Now? What a wonderful one. With so many hundreds of Vincentians that got to go to get surgeries in Cuba, got access to eye doctors, and now the blind can see thanks to Vision Now. You're online, Star FM.
Good night.
Good night.
Calling from Surrey, Vermont, people 100% behind Jomo.
Vermont, running with Jomo.
Yeah.
You coming down Caliqua?
Of course I am.
Make sure you're there, you know.
Yeah.
Make sure you're there. Make sure you're cheering for Jomo.
Well, he know that too.
All right, comrade.
Okay then.
We run in with Jomo.
Run with Jomo, win with Jomo.
Win with Jomo. Absolutely.
Right.
Good night.
Good night.
How are you, sir?
Yeah, comrade, just calling in again in relation to the nursing program.
Yes.
When oil-rich Trinidad has to be importing nurses from St. Vincent and the Grenadines.
What a thing, eh?
This speaks volume.
What a thing, eh?
You know, it's like we in St. Vincent spending the little money we have to produce nurses.
Yes.
To send to oil-rich Trinidad.
Yes.
Couldn't they have thought about?
It's all about leadership, comrade.
Yeah.
All about vision.
So these are the kind of comparisons we need to make.
That is how you have to frame the thing. That is how you have to look at it. I agree with you completely.
Yes, well.
You know, once upon a time, it's only what people like to call low skill and unskilled labor that used to leave St. Vincent to go to other countries. But now we have highly skilled people, whether it's nurses or doctors or craftsmen and women or engineers, what have you.
My comrade.
Yes, comrade.
They were my counterparts who grew up with me.
Yes.
Used to go over to Barbados to cut cane.
Yes.
And he was looking forward with excitement to cane season.
Yes,
He
yes.
could go over there and provide labor to cut cane.
Yes.
There's nothing demeaning about that.
Not at all, not at all.
But look at the comparison now. We are sending nurses to Barbados.
That is the point.
Sending nurses to Trinidad.
That is the
sending
point.
nurses to Canada.
And the money that they earn over there, they'll be able to send back even more to support their family than what other people may have been able to raise beforehand. It's a wonderful story.
Yes, and the story must be told.
Absolutely, and I'm glad we're celebrating all these positive vibrations tonight.
Must do. Yes.
All right, man.
Until.
Thank you, comrade. We have another caller coming in here. Star FM, you're on.
Strike again.
Striker again.
All the time.
All the time. Where you coming from? Where you are? Leyu, Barley?
I wouldn't say.
You wouldn't say. All right. Well, comrade Striker again. Absolutely. We keep in Central Leeward in the fold.
Right.
Hello, good night. How are you?
From North Leeward.
North Leeward. Team James. Team Carlos.
Yeah, and 10 cents. Land at 10 cents per square foot. Thank the Prime Minister for that. I'm proud of that.
10-cent land. Absolutely. I mentioned it earlier, but it is a fantastic achievement.
Yes, I'm so proud of him for that.
Yes, yes. Where some people want to give themselves cheap land, the Unity Labour Party has made affordable land, made land affordable to poor people. A wonderful achievement.
Thanks. Thank him.
Thank you so much. Positive vibrations continuing on Star FM tonight. Good night, you're on.
Good night, comrade.
Good night, comrade.
Before you left,
Yes.
I want to play Show Me Your Voting Finger by Skinny Fabulous.
Yes.
Please.
Well, I'll see if we have it here that we could play.
Just have it there.
Yes, man. So before as I sign off, because I'm signing off in just another minute or two, we'll make sure we play Show Me Your Voting Finger.
You remember the finger we're going on and things for put back to help him.
We have to put it back. We have to put the ULP back there because this election is that important. All of these wonderful things we're talking about are things that could get turned back if we don't put the Unity Labour Party back in power.
I hear you. I want to hear me and my neighbor voting for Labour. Show me the voting finger.
Yes.
Okay, my brother.
We will play that one for you.
All right, my brother.
All right. Positive vibrations still going on Star FM tonight. You're on. Good night. Good night. Central Leeward. All for Sir Louis.
The garbage collection.
The garbage collection. Ah, boy. The list could go on all night, eh?
The waterfront.
Ah, yes. Lee Waterfront. Yeah. Yes.
The Resort Learning Center.
Yes.
And many more.
Beautiful, man. Beautiful accomplishments. Because the garbage collection before the Unity Labour Party, garbage was only collected basically in Kingstown and its environs. Before the Unity Labour Party, water was going to take away, the sea was going to take back the town of Leyu because there was no waterfront there. These are wonderful achievements. We have a couple more. Let me rush through. Star FM, you're on.
Luke Brown all the way.
Luke Brown, East Kingstown, you coming through?
Yes, since my candidates but want anything of best, I keep my fingers 3 quarters.
That's right, and we're looking for Luke to take it this year. We think Luke can do it.
I hope so.
No, we can do it, man. All we have to do is be confident and get out the vote, and Luke can definitely win that seat.
He works very hard.
Yes, he's very hardworking.
Okay, then.
All right. Good night. We have another call here.
The tourist sites them.
The tourist sites. Even at the last second, we're still getting some more positive vibrations here. What a list of achievements by the Unity Labour Party.
When we choose Gustus.
Gustus. Can't lose if it's Gustus we choose. You coming down? You coming Saturday?
Well, a woman like me, I don't know who could keep me back. I have to walk, I'll be there.
You don't have to walk, man. Transport is there. And
transportation will be there.
And I know you will feel all the love. All the love.
We can feel it because we are loving people.
We are loving people, we are loving party.
So yes, and we are loving party.
All right.
Okay.
Well, comrades and friends, I'm going to take this very last call, and then we're going to have to sign off. It's two calls? All right, these last 2. You're on Star FM. Good night.
Good night, calling from West St. George.
West St. George.
Yes.
Says for West.
Yes.
All right.
And I don't know if you have this already, one of the best things that the government has done is to ensure a regular electricity supply.
Remember the days of all the shortages?
Yeah, load shedding.
Yes. That's a good one, because that's one that sometimes people don't notice.
And without that, I would not be talking to you right now.
I hear you, comrade. Okay. I hear you. Very last call for the night. Star FM, we're still having... we lost it. Well, comrades, this has been a really full evening. I apologize again for being late, but it's been a wonderful thing. We went entirely through this program with no negativity. We're only celebrating the positive vibrations created by the Unity Labour Party's 14 years in government. I've heard that the overwhelming majority of the callers are going to be in Calico on Saturday evening. We're going to get together in love and fellowship with one another to celebrate some of the many accomplishments of the Unity Labour Party. And I've been scribbling them down on a piece of paper here. I'm going to read them out as my sign-off. I'm not going to do anything but read them out. If I repeat something, it's because more than one person called it and I wrote it down twice by accident. But let us listen. Let us just be quiet and contemplate some of the wonderful things that Vincentians are celebrating about the accomplishments of the Unity Labour Party for 14 years in government. We have the nursing program. And this is in no particular order. I'm just reading them off the paper. The nursing program. The bridges being built by our Ecuadorian brothers. Good governance by the Unity Labour Party. The SET program and the YES program. The fridges, stoves, mattresses and houses provided to the victims of natural disasters. The Lives to Live program. The inspirational leadership and vision of Prime Minister Ralph Gonsalves. The increased number of clinics in St. Vincent and the Grenadines, the improved tourist sites throughout St. Vincent and the Grenadines, the learning resource centers, not only in central Leeward but throughout St. Vincent and the Grenadines, the Leyu waterfront, the 10-cent lands being sold to poor people, improved garbage collection throughout all of St. Vincent and the Grenadines, the Vision Now program, saving the National Commercial Bank and making Vincentians able to own shares in the Bank of St. Vincent and the Grenadines, the National Library, the improvements in the diversification of agriculture, the Farmers Support Company, the Byra Tunnel and the Park Hill Tunnel, the Rabica Bridge, the improvements to the lives of people living in North Windward and north of the Dry River, the $500 for students who pass and get their CXCs, the medical schools that are now have more medical students than ever before in St. Vincent and the Grenadines, the laptop computers that students all have gotten in secondary school and before in primary school, the 100% loans for people building houses, the housing revolution in St. Vincent and the Grenadines, the education revolution, which has led to more students, more scholarships, more schools throughout this country, a reliable electricity supply, getting rid of this issue of load shedding all the time, nobody getting fired and paychecks being late during the economic crisis that beset the entire region, and finally, mentioned by so many people, the wonderful international airport at Argyle that is so very close to completion. What a list, what a resume, what a CV, what a poster that would form. What a list of accomplishments for this Unity Labour Party to be proud of. We don't have to get involved in nasty politics and cussing people. That is for people who don't have ideas. That is for people who don't have vision. That is for people who don't know what they're doing for the country of St. Vincent and the Grenadines. We have such a magnificent list of accomplishments to celebrate. And I am so very happy that I had the opportunity tonight to sit with you and share some of those very positive vibrations and positive achievements. I will see you all on the playing field on Calico on Saturday night. I'm looking forward to seeing you, being with you, and celebrating this wonderful history with you, and as well as looking forward to more success in the future. Thank you very much and good night.